Well, what lineup tonight? Same one?
Same.
Same one?
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll go same one.
Okay. What about, I wanted to ask you about your defense, holding Memphis 35%. And I mean, are you seeing real strides? I know there's improvement that can be made,
Um,
but do you like how the team's responded to your system?
yeah, I think the guys, one, they're playing harder, so energy and effort that we've talked about since September, trying to be consistent with that. You look at the defensive end of the ball is where we're focused on. The offense will come. Um, a lot of times we can look at trying to get our offense going, and if you can't get stops in this league, that's not going to help you win. So the guys are playing at a high level defensively. Again, we would like to maybe rebound the ball a little bit better and not give up second or third opportunities so that we can get better defensively.
Is it just everybody participating? Larry with the block shots. I see he's fifth in blocks. That's about where he was, before last year.
Yeah, Larry is the anchor of that defense, and when you look at what he's able to do on the perimeter, and then also being able to change shots, block shots, rebound the ball, so he's the one that gets it going, and then everybody else falls in line.
I think it was Steve Clifford, said on opening night. He said, "Well, these guys they can switch everything because they have that kind of personnel." I mean, and you have been able to do that some of the time. Is that a big advantage?
Yeah, well, our length, we got to use our length. Again, our quickness, our length. We don't want to switch right now. We're a young team, so we don't want to have to bail out of switching. But
Right.
that's something that as we get older, the more minutes we have under our belt, we'll hopefully get better at.
At doing the switching.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. What about Ursan in the starting lineup? What do you see so far? Is he moving up a little bit?
I like the way he's competing defensively.
Yeah.
Again, last week when you look at it was a pretty big front line. Again, we're going to have another big front line tonight. We're going to need him to compete, rebound. Again, he's getting open looks. We're not so much worried about that. We're more, concerned that he is giving us the energy defensively, and that's what we're focused on. And the shots will come. It's early in the season. Again, when you get wide open looks, the percentages will go in your favor, and it's just a matter of time for his to go down.
But he's able to contend with some of those bigger players.
He's trying, and they're probably bigger than him, but he's
Right.
competing. He's been in the league, so he knows how to compete. Again, being able to take charges, you don't always have to be a shot blocker. Being in the right position, team defense, he understands that, and he's doing that well.
Is your eighth game? What's your comfort level with this roster right now, as far as knowing what you've got, and is it still very much a mystery for you?
It's a young team, so we're fighting to be consistent, like any other young team in this league. Again, our guys aren't. We're not playing them a ton of minutes. No one's. I think we have two guys maybe in 30 minutes or less. So we're a deep team, and so right now we're fighting to be consistent with our energy and effort, and that's it.
How about your own personally, your comfort level within the organization? Still being a new coach.
I'm comfortable. It's just a young team, but as a coach, there's always room for growth to learn. And this being only my second year, I still have a lot to learn.
Jason, when you did take the Bucks, I mean, did you have any kind of visions of what it was going to be like? Is it different than what you thought, or has it just been something that you kind of grabbed onto and you go with it?
Well, you dealt the cards, and you got to play them. We're a young team. We're a team that's trying to understand what it means to be a professional on and off the court, what the work ethic of what the time is spent on the court to better your craft, offensively and defensively. So we still have a long ways to go, but the one thing that we've talked about is that we continue to work hard, that we deserve, to be in games and to learn how to win, and that's, these are the questions that we're trying to answer as we go along.
Jason, where do you see improvement in Brandon Knight's game?
Well, I think you look at the offensive end, being able to find the open guys. Not, he can shoot the ball as well as anyone, but setting the table for his teammates. The one thing I like is being able to defensive rebound. Being able to come back and help the bigs out. A lot of times, bigs help out the smalls if they get beat. Being able to contest layups. So for B Knight to get back and help rebound, I think that's something that's been big. Again, he's getting his hands on a lot of balls, being able to come up with steals. But I think, being 22 years old, We talk about a young team being able to direct the offense. Again, this is a new offense, understanding where shots are going to come from, and being patient. And you can see that last week he hits 2 game winners in the sense of the Indiana. The jump shot kind of sealed the game for us. And then being able to read and understand what was not open, not forcing it, and taking the 2 points and actually coming up with a 3-point play.
What do you feel like his ceiling is? How good can he be?
Well, if I knew the lotto numbers, I probably would play those. You look at our whole team's ceiling; they're all high. I mean, because they're young. They're 22, 19, 19, 24, 25. So they still have a lot to learn about the game. But I think the nicest thing about this group, they all want to learn. They all want to get better, and you can see that come game time because they're working. They're being put in different situations on a nightly basis. Not always winning, but finding, learning from what the mistakes they made that caused them to lose.
You obviously entered a much different league, but remember it was like 20 years ago coming in, being the face of a franchise and having to carry that weight. How much do you feel like that helps you kind of relate to Jabari in some sense?
Yeah, I think when we're 19, 20, we get maybe lost in the sense of carrying a franchise and feeling you have to do it all yourself. At the end of the day, it's about the Milwaukee Bucks, and for Jabari, he has other young guys around him, like I did in Dallas, and understanding that we need everyone to pitch in to find a way to win and kind of change the culture here. And he's the start of it, and he's done a great job with all the high expectations.